KL1000 podcast. You niggas gotta check this bitch out. Cause homie real.
Keep it 1,000, keep it 1,000, keep it a stack, keep it a stack. We kill 1,000, kill 1,000. It's deeper than rap, it's deeper than rap. It's the Keep It 1,000 podcast. It do not stop. It's the Keep It 1,000 podcast. It do not stop with me.
This is the Keep It 1,000 podcast. We're gonna keep it all the way a stack. And I'm your host, KL1000. And as you can see, it do not stop. It do not stop with me. And I got a special guest in the building, man. CEO of Money and Power Records. Member of the powerhouse group, The Game. Producer. The originator of the jig music movement. I'm talking about Big Scoob in the building, man. What up?
Wow, what's happening, man? What's happening, bro? Pleasure to be here. Yeah, blessed, bro. We're blessed. Still be out here.
Glad to have you on the show, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
We're gonna get right into it. Baton Rouge native. What part of Baton Rouge you from, man?
Belfair, 2200 block, Roselle. That's where I came up at. That's where I did my thing at my hood.
Shout out to Belfair, man. It's all Baton Rouge with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. All Baton Rouge, aka Jigger City. Yeah, I started that too. Named the city Jigger City. I was the first one to do that. Man, I trendsetted a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
Definitely. We're gonna get into that. Definitely. So how was it growing up in Belfair, man? Take us back in the G.
It was a normal childhood, playing football, basketball every day, doing what little boys do, bad stuff and, just regular stuff. I was into sports early on though, but I always wanted to do music. I was real artistic, used to cut hair and shit back in the G. I remember when I was younger in elementary school, they had a little contest where you had to write a poem or you had to draw something that illustrated going against Just Say No to Drugs. But I ended up writing a rap. It was like in third grade. I ended up writing a rap. And it won it. And they let me do the rap on the intercom to the whole school. And that kind of just kicked it off. I always was in the music though, from Run DMC, Fat Boys, just all the NWA. I always listened to that little coming up. And I always wanted to mess with that music shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely, man. So when did you start making music? Was it making beats first or rap?
Man, really, like I said, I was playing sports early on. And then, one thing led to another, you know what I'm saying? And how everybody story go, they get in them streets, you know what I'm saying? And I jumped in them streets. I jumped in them streets real hard, head first. I'm talking about real grind of getting. Anybody in the era, they'll know Big Scoob. And I wasn't big because of my size. So big came from, it wasn't because of my size. That big came from other stuff. But I jumped into the music game probably about, I think I started Money and Power in about 98, 99. Yeah.
So you came fresh in with the company, or you wasn't fucking with the music before that? You came straight in with the company.
Man, back in the G, bro, I used to be doing all kind of shit, bro. I used to be break dancing. I came up in that era. I used to be break dancing. I was doing shows young, bro. Like out of the bands, jumping out of garbage cans, back spinning, head spinning. I was doing all that shit as a kid, bro. That shit just in me. Like I grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? As rap was starting, I grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? So I always played around with the rap thing, but I ain't never really take it serious. And I started a record label because I always wanted to do music, trying to get out them streets.
Mm.
And that's when I formed Money and Power Records.
Man, definitely salute to the whole Money and Power Records, man. Y'all niggas
Yeah,
did y'all shit.
yeah.
So how did you assemble everybody? You got Sam I Am, T-Lo, all them from around the same way or what? I need to get them on the show too. But
The crazy part about it, none of them knew each other. I was the median to everybody.
the
I was the
mastermind.
glue to everybody. Yeah, like uh a couple of them, they grew up in the neighborhood with me. But Sam, he wasn't from my neighborhood. Sam was a kid, man, when
Right.
he came around me. I introduced him to everything that he seen, and he wrote about, rapped about. That was me. You know what I'm saying? When Sam came around me, and he was like 16, 17 maybe. You know what I'm saying? Mama ain't really wanting to be messing with no music. You know what I'm saying? So I used to be taking him to the studio. We used to be going back and forth to Houston, to studios, some big studios, $350 hour studios, going out there to Houston and recording. So I got to the point of like, man, I'm spending all this money going back and forth to Houston in these studios. So I just bought my own studio and went from there. And Sam and Jay Jeter and T-Lo, D-So, Mookie, all of them, everybody came around, but everybody was introduced at different times. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I'm the one that really was the median to everybody. They seen I was putting together a record label. I was scouting talent, and I ended up finding them. I had at that time I was keeping it in my hood, and
Right.
one of my homeboys brought Sam around, said he knew how to rap, he knew I was starting a label, and I heard him. I liked the little flavor he was kicking, so I started fucking with him, coaching him, showing him shit, letting him see my side of the field, which was the street life. He was able to see a whole bunch of different things that I introduced him to. Well, he was able to write those songs and talk about jigging and pills and all the other stuff we had going on over there in Belfast at the time.
Right.
Uh,
So I seen you post that was the last song on Sam I Am album. This is a two-part question, I guess. What made you go with Sam first? And how did that Jiggulator song came about, man? Who made that track and all that?
like I say, when I first started, like everybody wasn't really taking it serious as far as like how Sam was taking it.
Right.
Sam came around me strictly for doing music.
About the
Like
business.
if it wasn't about no music, he wouldn't have never been around me. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for one of my homeboys I grew up with, he would have never been around me. But my homeboy brought him to me, and I heard the vibe, and then we started moving from there. I went on here and fucked with him. The rest of my partners that was around in the hood, they were seeing what was going on, but they wasn't taking it as serious. So that's why I just ran the same. But at the same time, I was rapping too, but I always pushed them to the forefront because I was the CEO behind everything, the money, everything, the marketing, direction, everything. You know what I'm saying? I did all this shit. But what that question was again? You say, how the jig song started?
Yeah, you said that. I seen you post. You said that was the last song on the album, and y'all just that bitch was the one, boy. That
Yeah,
bitch there.
yeah. Man, let me trip you out. That okay. We was about 15, no, we recorded probably about 40 or 50 songs.
Damn.
We picked about 18, 19. Sam was ready, like, man, why you ain't putting my CD out, bro? I'm ready. I'm like, man, you ain't got that one yet. I hadn't got verses from Fifth Ward Weeby, a song called Pop that he did, a couple more other tracks that I got featured for him. And like they was all good songs, but I just feel like we ain't had that one. So I came to the studio one night. I had my in-house producers was X-File, Shantae, and Z-Man.
Beats.
Yeah.
Damn.
All them was my in-house producers. You know what I'm saying? I bought all them they boards that they did the music, like all that shit, man. I did all that shit. But I was coming through one night, and we was all real competitive. And I came to one night and I was like, man, whoever make me the rawest beat, because I think X-File was tripping about he had needed a couple dollars or some shit. And I like always giving niggas money and helping them out, you know what I'm saying? So we was family, we was a team. So I was like, but shit, man, whoever make the rawest beat, I left. I think it might be with a stack. I left a stack. I said whoever make the rawest beat, they can have the stack. So I left, came back, and X-File had cooked up about 3 tracks in like 20 minutes. And 2 of them tracks made the Jiggler, like finished the Jiggler Sam I'm on Raw out. And I was that original Jiggler and another track on there. And that's how that track was born.
So that was X-File.
Yeah, X-File made that track.
He ain't had that stamp X-File on the track yet.
Nah, during that time he was Howard M. His name was Howard. They was calling him and Chaotic.
Okay.
He had a few different names, but yeah, man, he had made that track. But the thing is, when we made the track, like he didn't know it was gonna be Jiggler. He just made the track.
Right.
Sam called me and was like, man, we need to make a song talking about these pills and yada, yada, yada. During that time, I was fucking around with that, but it was new to the black culture. White people was fucking with them X pills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had, some shit that happened. I had, came across something, and we had started doing our thing with them. And they're like, man, we need to make a song talking about these pills and them jiggers. And cause we end up calling the pills jiggers. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he came up with what he wrote, and then put that beat together. He put that song on that beat, and that's what made Jiggler. So if you ever go back and research on Raw album, they got Jiggler on there, and it's a different track from the one everybody probably heard. Go on the Raw album and go to Jiggler. You know how Jiggler when it first come on? Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom. That first beat, that was X-File. That's the original one.
Okay.
So when Shantae came into play, he started it with X-File version of it. And then when that scratch come into it, that's when Shantae produced it and brought it to a different level.
Right.
Where people could dance more to it. You know what I'm saying? So that Jiggler remix is the one with Shantae and X-File produced together.
11, yeah.
Yeah, but the original one is X-File did that track.
Boy, that's some history right there.
Yeah, that clear up a lot of shit, because a lot of people was thinking Shantae started that Jig song, but it really wasn't. It was X-File.
Man, that bitch grew legs and took off. I ain't lying. Even if you wasn't on them pills, nigga, you was on the bitch shit.
Man, that song created a movement to where, man, it was just a feel-good movement. You know what I'm saying? It was a feel-good movement from old to young. You could dance, you could have a good time. It's just real fun during that time, but at the same time, a nigga bust your ass too.
Yeah.
Because like the way they doing the jig music now, what it didn't evolve to, you know what I'm saying, it's totally different from what we started. But it just grew to that, you know what I'm saying? Like people doing it's more like on a bounce, moving fast type of thing. But back then, man, it was about swag, gangster. If you listen to any song we ever made talking about jigging, we really talking about jigging, but we really talking about if you fuck with us, we gonna get on your ass. Every song. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't talking about no dance for real. We was talking about getting on your ass, but we in the club, we doing our thing. But just let us through, because we gonna get on your ass if you don't. And that's kind of what we was talking about at the time. Like we was just talking about a day in the life in Belfast, from the hood to the club. That's basically what the song talking about. If you go back and listen to the song, He talking about everything at that house in Belfair and going to the club.
Right.
And the song paints that. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit jumped off. But that dance what took it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. What
Dance,
was the clubs like on y'all went on the road out the show? What was the atmosphere like when y'all took that shit on the road and on them shows? Man, I know that shit was crazy.
When we first came with that first Jiggalate, when I was telling the X-Files did, man, we used to be going performing that song, and people be looking at us crazy like a motherfucker. Wouldn't move, wouldn't,
They
you know,
wasn't
looking at us
feeling
like, man, get y'all ass off the stage. You know what I'm saying? Then that bitch just cat all of a sudden when we that dance jumped into it. We was doing. I used to always do birthday bashes on the 26th of December, and I have everybody at the club with me, and I do big birthday bash, free champagne, everything. You know what I'm saying? I have different artists coming to perform. Like I sponsor all this shit, limos outside, everything. And one of my birthday bashes I did Sam our release party with it, and shit, we did that song, and we was on the stage, and we was clowning with that dance, and people thought that was the dance, but we really didn't have no dance to it. We was just doing that shit
y'all
on
was just
stage.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people seeing us acting a fool and doing the shit on stage, and they started in the crowd started trying to do what we was doing, and that bitch just jumped off from there. They put that what we was doing with that song, and that bitch just took off from there.
Now, when you say the people wasn't feeling it, did you have that in your mind? Like, man, that bitch might not. We need to go something else. What made you stick with that bitch?
Because
a lot of these people will quit on that type of shit like that. They'll go to something else.
Yeah,
them be
right,
the ones you stick with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I did that on a few songs though, but I think what made me stick with it because the streets, like what I was seeing when man, say bro, niggas to pull up in the hood like they was coming to score a pack, but they would really be like, man, y'all got that CD, y'all got that Jigga label.
Yeah.
And nigga be pulling up to get that bitch and pull off in 415, 612, and that bitch just start catching off from the streets because of the drug, the pill aspect of it.
Right.
The dance took it to the mainstream level of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what made me kind of like hold on to it because, like, a lot of people in the streets was really feeling it and they was fucking with it. And I was seeing how many mixtapes we was like pressing out and giving out and people was buying and shit. So I just kept on with it. But like people was like looking at us like, man, what the fuck that shit is? That was like when we was moving around and I was just trying to get them to hit, trying to promote it. And people would be looking at us like crazy, like, man, what the fuck y'all doing on stage, man? Nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that shit. But man, that shit ended up taking off and changing the whole Baton Rouge scene. It gave us a culture like how New Orleans had that bounce. Baton Rouge got jig. And then it went from Baton Rouge having jig to Louisiana having jig,
right,
to Mississippi having jig, to Texas having jig. Now everybody got jig. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was real, bro. Cause before y'all, I ain't never heard nobody say jig in no song. Then it just niggas start jig.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But, and y'all named it Jigga City. You know.
Right. See, like a lot of people don't know, like they had the word jig out there. Jigger, like Jay-Z called himself Jigger.
Jigger, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before
but when we came with it, we made it be a whole meaning, different meaning to it. And we made it, we trendset it to make it be something else. And nobody else wasn't doing it. So it wasn't no competition. Ain't nobody else did it before us. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody did it for us. And I seen what was going on from the first CD. See, a lot of people don't know. I hid different things in the album cover because I knew one day later on down the line, niggas gonna be trying to be like they started or this happened here or they happened there. Anybody who got a real copy of the Jiggalator CD, all you gotta do is open it up and look in the cover, and it got a city map in the inside of it. I took one of them signs that's on the city map when you look on the map when you're going towards Chippewa and Memorial Stadium. That sign that says Chippewa, get off on Chippewa. I changed that and put Jigga City on that tag, but nobody don't know that. But
Right.
I put hidden shit in there just in case people try to, man, I started this up. No, I been did
Go
this.
back and look
All
at
you
this
gotta do
CD.
is look at it. And hey,
Yeah.
it's an exclusive to you because nobody else don't know this. I'm telling you that. Even some of my artists don't know this. Because I'm the one put the art direction together. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
heard it first on 1,000 podcasts. That's how
Oh
they
yeah,
go.
it's exclusive.
You heard me?
Anybody who got that Jiggalator CD, go in there, open the CD up, and look inside that where it got that map on there showing Jigga City, and look on that sign and see how I took Chippewa off of there and put Jigga City on it. And that was from the Jiggalator album,
Right.
the Gang the Jiggalator album. Nobody was saying Jigga City for the Gang the Jiggalator album. Nobody.
Right.
And then I got a song on there that introduced me saying this ain't Baton Rouge City no more. This is Jigga City.
Like
Like
that.
I stamped certain stuff way back then because I knew it was gonna catch. Because I seen what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
the Gang album, man, y'all clicked up. It was a collective effort after the Sam I Am project. Man,
Right.
them hits on that bitch, god damn. What was
Man,
the
a lot of
vibe
people
like in the
slept on that
studio,
bitch.
bro?
Man, a lot of people slept on that bitch. Because that jig music was so powerful. A lot of people slept on all the rest of the songs on there that was fire.
Yeah.
From Jiggalate, it really Jiggalate, all they do is jig was so powerful. And they slept on like 6 or 7 more of them that was popping. Like we had a song called Get Loose and I'm a Gorilla that was jumping in Texas.
Yeah.
They were loving it. The Lafayette, Lake Charles, Dolby D was, pumping that bitch, man. They was on that bitch. But the way everything came together, if you look at that CD, I was really trying to do a CD with all my artists. Remember you were saying earlier about how did I know which one to go with?
Yeah.
After I went with Sam started feeling a different type of way about certain shit. So I took all my artists and I made like everybody, like all the songs that everybody was doing, and I made like a compilation. We wasn't really a group, but it was just all my artists on one album.
Okay.
And whatever song that jumped off, that's what I was gonna run behind. That's what I was gonna put the money behind next. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if you look on that CD, bro, that CD really was me and T-Lo album. T-Lo and Big Scoob
Y'all
album.
on most of the songs.
Yeah. Like I'm on like out of them 20 songs, I'm on about 16, 17 of them. And T-Lo on about 13, 14 of them. And everybody else was on a song here or two there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 or 4 songs. It's just spaced out.
Right.
But really, like the whole album, man, that's really me and T-Lo, really me. But like I say, I was pushing my artists at the time. I wasn't pushing myself. I was trying to put them on because I wanted to be the CEO, the mastermind behind the shit, and not really pushing myself as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came about.
Right. So all them hits was jumping out, man. The buzz was crazy. Ain't no major labels reach out and be like, man, let's do a partnership, bro.
Man, like I say, when we first started, man, I was dumping some money into that shit. I was dumping a lot of money into that shit before Jigga Lady even came. You know what I'm saying? We was going to Bayou Classic. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up in tour buses on side of Juvenile shit with cash money and them shit. We pulling up the same way, and we ain't even much known. We ain't even much have Jigga Late yet. That's how much money I was dumping into this shit.
Okay.
I was making this shit be big. So then when the song caught, it just locked in together. You know what I'm saying? But before then, man, they was dumping some money into that shit, trying to get that shit hot. But money and power, period. Just trying to get the label hot to let a nigga know that, man, we here. This is what I'm coming with. I really dedicated myself to this shit. We was on the radio from here to Texas to Mississippi to Alabama. That shit was spreading. So they had labels that was inquiring, but back then it wasn't the same as how it is now. They ain't have social media, so they really ain't know who we was. They ain't like we wasn't really selling no units because they didn't know who we was. It's like we had a hit song, but they ain't know who we was who had a hit song.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have for the radio spins we had compared to how many units we were selling, it didn't add up the same way. But I ain't never go sit in no label with nobody.
Okay.
People wasn't inquiring about, you know, send them a package. They wanted to hear shit or you know, get information on us. But I ain't never go sit at no table with nobody though. Chantel came back from Roy Jones and them, and he had brought a couple tracks, and that was the brown and white. So what I was gonna do was I was gonna do a project with Mook and Sam, like how Trill did with Web and Boost. Yeah, I was gonna do a project with Mook and Sam, and that's how the brown and white was gonna be the first song. And we had a show in Shreveport. But I didn't go to that show. And we had just recorded that brown and white. So I was riding around taking it to different clubs. I sent them to Shreveport to do the show. And I was riding around the different clubs playing to see how the vibe was. And they were loving that bitch from the start. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up going to jail during that time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it wasn't no long bid or nothing, but I ended up going to jail. But back then we didn't have the business like entertainment lawyers to make sure our paperwork straight, our business straight, everything in order. Now it's a little different, but we still ain't got no entertainment lawyers down here. You can't use a regular lawyer for music. You gotta use an entertainment lawyer. And we don't have none down here. Maybe I could count on my hand or one hand what we've got. And that ain't much the full hand. You know what I'm saying? You got to go like when we came with that G shit, if we'd have came out of Atlanta with that shit, or Cal out there with that shit in New York, man, would have been, man, I'd be a multi-millionaire right now.
Somebody would have reached out to y'all. One of them lawyers would have said, "Hold up, I gotta get you."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah. But I was moving around trying to, you know, like when you the pioneer of something, when you laying the groundwork for something, everybody ain't gonna accept you in other cities and states because they don't see you popping like how they see you at home. So they gonna be like, man, I don't know nothing about this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's totally different, bro. If I could have had, which I had camcorders every time we went to places, but man, we had social media back then. Man, we was performing in front of 10,000 people.
That's what I'm saying.
18,000 people, 20. I just sent you a link.
Yeah.
With the bands. You seen the whole stadium rocking that bitch, man. We did homecomings for Southern, Texas Southern, Jackson State, New Orleans, all the black colleges back then, man. We was the first one really to do that shit. I'm talking about performing on the field with the band, all that shit. We was the first ones to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I guess we was just ahead of time. Because during that time, New Orleans was running shit. Baton Rouge wasn't really popping like that. CeeLo, you know, my dog CeeLo,
for
they
sure.
was doing their thing. They been was doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? They was the only thing really popping out of Baton Rouge for real. That was making real noise. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, New Orleans was running this bitch, man. But like I say, man, it was a learning experience. I can't say I knew everything. I made all the right moves. I ain't had nobody, no mentor really running no shit to me. I was learning. We all was learning. You know what I'm saying?
You go,
We was learning as we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking on my truth to the shit, but we all was learning. That's why I say, man, I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't mad at them. We done talk. You know what I'm saying? Time and healed a whole bunch of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? But we done did buku shows, you know, with each other, and you know.
That's how they go.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Man, that tour need to come. Shit. The Jiggle Ladies tour.
We in the group chat talking about this shit now.
Oh, I already know.
I put
it makes sense.
It gotta make sense though.
Yeah.
It gotta make sense. But we didn't went to different places. I'm talking about 5 million viewer markets from Houston to Dallas to Beaumont to Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Alabama, Biloxi, just, you know, all the whole lit South area. We done did buku shows in them area for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of artists that wasn't popping at the gate that I let open up for me that's on and popping right now. I'm talking about from Level to Down Bad. All them dudes opening up for us. You know what I'm saying? They came to me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. If I felt the vibe was good, I'm gonna fuck with you. Yeah, come on,
That's how
bro.
that go,
Come on,
bro.
come on the road with me. That's why I let Mike know was saying what they were saying. So when I fucked with them, I'm like, man, come on, man. I got some shows. Come on, I'm gonna let y'all see what y'all can do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I took them niggas different places. I took a lot of niggas different places. You know what I'm saying? A lot of producers came through me or you know, sent demo disc to me back in the G. You know what I'm saying? That was hot as a motherfucker then, and now they on top of the game now. I'm talking about from Q Red to J Bucks to B Flipper, all them niggas, man. I'm talking about before y'all even knew them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it was just like, and then for the see now, all these niggas be real, but see all them niggas now, them niggas doing their thing, you know, and I salute them, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with them. Them
Definitely.
niggas really on their shit, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas really talented, man. Them niggas really is that Jigga City sound, man. Them niggas really is it, man. Them niggas them, man. For real.
Definitely. So the movie Death Toll with Nussie and R.I.P. DMX.
Yeah.
You was on the scene with Grown Up Rudy from the Cosby Show.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
what was that like, man? How the hell did he get DMX in that damn movie?
Man, they pulled the right strings. That was shout out to Kane and Abel, man. Them the boys was doing their movie thing after they broke away from P. You know what I'm saying? They were doing their movie thing, and shout out to Matt from South Coast Coalition. He
Okay.
had reached out to me. He the one reached out to me for that movie role. You know what I'm saying? Was like, say, bro, we got a movie to do, and man, we think you'll be a good part for it. I mean, he was like, man, but you're gonna die in it. Shit, but you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be all your character gonna be all through the movie. You know what I'm saying? I like shit. Let me see what it do, man. I'll fuck with it. So I ended up fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? And that movie actually did some numbers. You know what I'm saying? It was a good movie, bro. And a lot of people that was in that movie, bro, not here today. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing for me to still be here. You know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that was a good experience. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never imagined a nigga from Baton Rouge in the hood, Foul, or be on a movie trying to, you know, holler at Rudy Hustle from the Cosby show, you know what
Real
I'm saying?
talk.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a major thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Was
major
you
thing.
around DMX? Any?
Uh I don't think I think I don't know if DMX was at that scene. So I think when they did his scene, I wasn't around. But yeah, because they had different little scenes and segments to it. You know what I'm saying? And my scene really started the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after my scene started the movie, it's like my character just was in the movie. So I ain't like I was just coming back out there back and forth, fucking with that man.
You
I
was
was
just
in the
doing
street,
your
man.
part.
Yeah, I did my part and I was back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, you know, I was just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? It was a major opportunity though.
So it was like more of like a script, or you was improv and like you was doing your own thing with some of that shit, or it was straight script. You had to
Oh no,
memorize
no,
that shit.
no. It was me. They told me what the scene was, and I just freestyle
You
everything
did
you
your
see.
shit.
Yeah, I just freestyle.
Come
Yeah.
on. I ain't gonna
Uh-huh.
lie, you did your shit.
Yeah, I just
Shit.
freestyled that little part, you know what I'm saying? They was like, man, this was going on. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had no script for me. I ain't had them. I went home and studied. You know what I'm saying? I just like they told me what it was. And they're like, man, just you know, act like you hollering at her and you know, yada yada yada. You the right hand man to the big dog with the work, and you end up getting smashed. And then that's when everybody jump off the porch and it's killing going on because they got to you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that's how the movie went with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why my character was all through the movie. With the second line, so they shot that movie down here in
In
Baton
Baton
Rouge.
Rouge, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
DMX was in
uh-huh.
Baton Rouge, I heard. This nigga was in the
Yeah,
hood and shit.
they shot that movie down here, man. They had the South Side like it was New Orleans, but because the movie was based out of New Orleans, but
Yeah.
when they wrote it, but they shot it in Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I got a segment in my show where I say it's time to keep it 1,000, and I'm giving free promo to anybody, any business, anybody
Hey,
doing
it's free. You
anything.
can't beat that.
Just leave a brief comment and a description of what you got going on, and I'm gonna shout you out. It don't take but a second to keep it a stack. So today's shout out goes to Perfect Scars LLC. celebrity tattoo artists, traveling tattoo artists. If you're trying to get your shit right, get inked up, y'all go get at Perfect Scars LLC. Y'all go follow at Perfect Scars SCARS LLC. That's how that go. We're gonna get in some of these trending topics, man. You know, over the last couple of months.
Okay.
PNB Rock killed in LA, man. Is checking in a must when you traveling on that road? Or you just traveling doing your own? Look like he was just doing his own shit.
Yeah, but shit, if you in and out, you out there a lot, man, you gotta respect what them dudes doing in that shit, or you gonna have that type of shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, that ain't your stomping ground. And that's how they moving out there. They you know what I'm saying, they getting at people and that's how they eating out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you ain't going out there with the real police, you going out there like you just big dog and shit and not protecting yourself and having security, hey, it is what it is.
I don't
You
know
gotta
why
tap
people
in.
think like security is a weakness or something. Like I be walking with, I rock with no security. Man, shit, man, that shit don't go like that, man. Like,
That ain't business, man. If you want to get back home to your family and you all about your bag, you gonna rock the right way. You out there trying to see. I'm from the old school, man. Man, I ain't got. I did that shit back in the G. You know what I'm saying? I'm a protect the investment, and if I'm the investment, I need to be protected. I ain't finna go out there or I'm gonna tap in with them people. You're gonna either do either or. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you already see what's gonna happen, man. Them dudes ain't playing out there, man. People laying people down and robbing every day. So if you ain't going out there with the real police force on your side, security, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be trying to not have security because nigga talking like they pussy or something because you got security. Man, the new niggas, man, say, bro, it's like they shit backwards in a
right.
certain extent. I ain't knocking them or nothing. I ain't hating that they doing their thing. But say, bro, when we was coming up, we was trying to get out the streets. The young niggas trying to prove that they in the streets. But you got a big bag. You playing with millions, man. You don't need to be in the streets because you helping a whole lot of people that can, get out the streets and provide for their family. You got to be protected at all costs. So why would you even jeopardize that? You know what I'm saying? Go get that bag and get up out of there, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if you're gonna roam around there like that, you tap in with them people, or you better have police security. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna do that, you leaving yourself open to get smashed, robbed, or whatever.
Real
And if that's
talk.
how you want to move, that's on you. You can't go in, man. You can't go. That's just like you going to another nigga neighborhood, like you some boss in that bitch, and these niggas over here tooled up, ready for whatever, and you over there chilling, doing your thing. Like, man, nigga ain't gonna fuck with me, man. Niggas gonna fuck with you.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody gonna get it. Niggas gonna fuck with you, bro. So you gotta think about it like that, man. Either you gonna, man, you gotta be smart with this shit, bro. Everybody don't get this opportunity, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like all these youngsters who came behind me, like I paid away for a lot of them dudes, man. Like Money and Power Records is the DNA to a lot of niggas, man. With the
That's how
jig
that
music,
go, bro. I want to give you your
that's what it
flowers
is.
right now. One
Appreciate
of the
it, bro.
pioneers of this Baton Rouge culture, bro. You know.
Appreciate it, bro. That DNA is in them, you know what I'm saying? But for you to get the opportunity to get up out this bitch and start making that money, you know what I'm saying? And like a real bag, man, don't jeopardize that, man. I'm tired of seeing the little niggas, you know what I'm
Bro.
saying, get on and they get smashed, man. Like, damn, bro. Like
Is
that
rap the new
man,
streets? Is
man,
rap the new
that
streets?
a nigga like me look at that shit like, man, what I did is in vain. Like if all of the work I put in work and money, and I ain't get to the bag like that. You know what I'm saying? And for you to get to the bag like that, and then you get smashed because you trying to play this role, man, play that shit smart, man, and keep getting your money and keep pulling people out, your people, your family, people you fuck with about this out the streets, man. Don't stay in that shit and everybody getting smashed. At the end of the day, nobody ain't getting ahead with this shit, man. That ain't what it's for. Even though they trying to paint the picture for nigga to get fucked up and smashed, because that's what they promote now.
Yeah.
You just gotta be a little smarter with this shit, man, and move a certain way, bro. And last out here, man. It's a blessing I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? All the shit I done did back in the G, shit, man, I should have been behind that glass, but
That's
I
how
don't
that
really
go.
shake that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't never want to, be in that situation. God was able to pull me out of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that music is what pulled me out of it, because man, I would have been in them streets hard, and I would have been one of the ones, you know what I'm saying, in a federal paper, or the federal news, saying this person got caught with this or did that. And God blessed me with that music to where I had slowed up with doing that and just was focused on the music, even though the shit ain't paying out the way I wanted it to pan out. Shit, I'm still here though. And they got a lot of niggas who got the deal and got the money that ain't here. You
You're
know what I'm
right.
saying? So I put it like this. Would you rather a nigga give you 10 million right now, but you're gonna die next week?
Hell no.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? You
Shit.
know what I'm saying? So shit. I mean, I'm in a good space, bro. I ain't hurting, man. I ain't lying, bro. I'm on some other shit. A lot of different business investments. You know what I'm saying? Real estate, other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, music is my passion, man. I'm about to get ready to drop some more projects and shit though, on some unreleased shit that I ain't never had dropped from the Jiggalators and me and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I can't leave it alone. So
Definitely. It's
it is
in
what
you.
it is. It's in me,
If you
bro.
was breakdancing and shit, nigga,
It's
it's
in me,
in you.
bro. It's in me, bro,
You
from the
know what I'm
start,
saying?
man. I
That
used to
was
be
with
doing all that shit.
that's throwback. So that shit
Yeah,
been in you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If you fucking with
And I
that,
was good. And I was good as a
that's what I'm
motherfucker with that
saying.
shit.
So that
Mm-hmm.
started like that shit trending and shit. Then it led to hip hop or whatever, you
Right,
know.
right, right.
But man, Kanye West, bro. Every time I scroll, I see something about this dude. You think it's like some kind of genius plan he got going on with the White Lives Matter shirt and what he doing, or he got mental issues?
I don't think it's mental issues, bro. I just think he misunderstood. I think like he ahead of time. If you look at
That's why I say I think it's a genius plan or something he coming up with. Like that
he
boy is
he
smart.
he's smart, but if you look at all the stuff he been saying for the last 5 to 10 years, 5 years ago they was on his top den. You know what I'm saying? Talking about him, he doing this, he doing that, he fucked up, he broke, this and that. That was before he got to deal with Adidas and Gap. Then he got to deal with Adidas and Gap, and then he went to billionaire status, and everybody jumped back on his bandwagon. But he really exposing shit like, man, this what it is. Cause I ain't hear no hate speech from him. But there's certain shit you just can't talk on. Cause
Yeah,
them people in power. You know what I'm saying? I think the last recent video I seen where he was kind of apologizing a little bit to it. I think he kind of got regret a little bit of it, but he's still standing on what he's standing on because it's the truth. Look how they took everything from that man just that quick, just because he said he jealous
right.
of them people could do this and the black people can't do it. So now they done took everything from that man. You know what I'm saying? That's how much power they got. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he
Mhm.
really was speaking on. But I ain't like how he was trying to go against the Black Matter thing and the white folks matter, white people matter T-shirt, which everybody matter. I think
Everybody.
he should have left that alone. But other than that, man, I think I think he gonna pull through with it. Some gonna if they don't be to knock him off, some gonna
Yeah, bro, because he
it's
definitely
tough,
speak
man.
his mind. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that Hurricane Katrina, he on the interview, George Bush don't care about black people. Bam,
Right.
just in, you know.
He, he always been outspoken. You know what I'm saying? He speak his mind. So you can't get mad if he's speaking his mind now. He's speaking his mind. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? Everybody got feelings and everybody human. So the cameras might be was in front of him when he was at a time where that's what he wanted to speak. Just like I'm on the camera right now speaking what I want to speak. You know what I'm saying?
that's
That's
how
just
that
how they
go.
go. Other people gonna interpret it a different way, but that's my feelings at the time, just like that's his feelings at the time. I might do an interview tomorrow and it be totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That. That's just at the time, the feelings at the time, and the question that was asked. that's how, you just speaking on, you keeping it, you speaking your truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's how that go, man. You mentioned
So,
dropping some unreleased music, man. What's next for Big Scoob, man? What you got coming?
Well, right now, man, I got everything on all the digital platforms from the Game, the Jiggulator album. If you ain't never downloaded, you need to go download that. Sam I'm Raw. That's on all the digital platforms. Go download that. Um, I got one I dropped, Big School Back to the Streets. That's on all the digital platforms. Go download it. Man, I'm on a lot of music that a lot of people ain't know that it was me. Like, on the C-Log albums, you know what I'm saying? The Gangsta Beats and Gutter
Gutter
Shit.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Volume 2, that old under the old law. I'm on all them CDs, man. A lot of people just don't know it was me. You know what I'm saying? I got like 2 or 3 songs on each one of them CDs. You know what I'm saying? And then Max Manella too. On Max Manella, some of or that My Hustle and another CD on his too. Like I done did a lot of music, a lot of different people that people just ain't know of me because I was always on the CEO end of it,
Right.
and they ain't never look at me on the artist end. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna drop some unreleased music from the Jiggalators, um, and I'm gonna drop the Jigga City Boss album that I was supposed to then had dropped. That's coming, all that's coming soon. So just be on the lookout for it. You know what I'm saying?
Are
Yeah.
you still got the Money and Power records? Are you looking for new artists or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still got Money and Power Records, man. I'm looking for new artists, man, new talent. New. I want to give it some people to do podcast thing like you doing. I want to tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Just everything, web design, singers, writers, the next new young talent. Yeah, man, I'm looking for some new people to venture off into and do some more stuff with. Like the music shit in me, bro. It ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I took a break from it and ventured off into doing some other things that was more solid and seeing return on my money. So, that's how it is.
That's how that go, man. Well, I
Mhm.
always end all my shows with any advice for the kids, man. And when I say kids, I'm talking about them 19, 18, 20-year-olds, off the poach. They out here slanging iron crazy. I check the news, it's just 3, 4 murders, everyday murders.
All right.
Any advice for the kids?
Man, I always been the type of person. I mean, you can't tell nobody how to move, but I always been the type of person. I moved the way I had wanted to move when I was younger too, but I still stayed out the way. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to the kids, man, focus on the things that really matter and focus on that and stay out the way. You don't have to follow the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
don't have to you don't have to follow the crowd and um got to be competing with this or that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you be yourself, don't give up on yourself, and think about certain things before you do it. Because you can make one choice and that could be the end of your life with that one choice. You know what I'm saying? It's the longer you live, the more you're gonna see, the bigger and better you're gonna get. Don't cut your life short, trying to follow the crowd or moving like everybody else moving. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, focus on the stuff that matter and and don't give up. Keep pushing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing and
Definitely.
stay out the way. You know what
Stay
I'm
out the
saying? Like,
way, man.
stay
I
out the
don't know
way,
why they
man.
want to be in the way like they be tweaking to be in the way.
Man, that's that agenda. It like this, man. If I'm sitting on 100 million and I'm telling the youngsters, look, man, I'm gonna give you a meal ticket. Man, go with this other nigga on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Show your gun if you gotta smash them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Keep that beef going so y'all can stay in the entertainment and keep them numbers running. And I give you $1 million. And that seems like that's what the agenda is with these youngsters. man, if you beef with this nigga, you finna get a deal. You know what I'm saying? Or you kill this nigga, you know what I'm saying? They finna do this, they finna do that. And it's like, it's just an ongoing thing. Because everybody who beefing with the person who owns, like they end up getting on.
Yep.
But they end up
You ain't
getting
lying.
killed too. You know
You
what I'm
ain't
saying?
lying. Consequences
It's like
behind that shit too.
there's consequences behind it. That's why I say you gotta pay attention to what's going on, man, and move a certain way. If you're gonna do that shit like that, man, you gotta move a certain way, man. Don't get caught up in the bullshit trying to, be Iron Chest Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga might not be aiming for your chest. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
And that, just stay focused, bro. Stay out the way, and chase your dreams, man, and keep pushing. Don't give up on yourself.
That's how that
All
go,
right,
man.
so.
The legendary Big Scoob in the building, man. Glad to have you on the show.
Man, glad to be here, bro. It's a blessing, dog.
Man, this is the Keep It 1000 podcast. Y'all stay tuned to the next episode. Salute. We out.
Keep it a stack. Keep it a stack.
That's how that go.
Here you go. Bang with the camera. Boy, that camera, that boy bang.